Good
Okay, Khushbu.
yes.
Yes, Manjuji.
Good
Please
evening,
continue.
Khushbu. Sir,
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, I have started the recording. So can you please open the interview and we can have a brief introduction as well.
Okay. Okay, Khushbu. Please introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Khushbu Singh and uh, currently I am teaching in a government inter college and I have done my MA in 2014 and I did my BA in 2011 and I qualified UGC NET in 2018.
Okay, 2018.
जी.
Okay, Khushbu. Do you have any particular writer in your mind whom you admire the most?
Sir,
Is
I
there any?
like John Keats most
Okay. Why do you like him? What is there in his writing that you appreciate?
because he has given his love of beauty of nature. I like him most.
Can you recite two or three or four lines from his poems, from any of
Yes,
his poems?
yes, I like his poem Ode on Grecian and most very much and
Just recite two
yes,
or three
yes,
lines from that
yes,
poem.
sir. Heard melodies are sweet, but those are unheard are sweeter. Therefore, swift pies play on. Spiritities of no more. Uh, s- Bold lover never canst thou kiss, though winning near the goal, yet do not grieve. Though forever wilt thou love and see we fair.
What do you understand by the line that thou lover will not be separated from each other and will be in the same position? What does this line signify?
This line signifies that the picture of lover is engraved on urn and it has been immortalized. That's why it cannot be separated from its beloved and the beloved of lover will remain young forever because it is engraved in artistic beauty because art is permanent. That's why we can say that the lover cannot be separated from his beloved.
Okay, there is a line in this poem that truth is beauty, beauty is truth.
Yes,
Okay, and a critic and a writer has said that this is the great blemish on a beautiful poem. Who has made this statement? That truth, beauty is truth, and truth is beauty is a blemish on a beautiful poem.
sorry,
Who
sir.
has said this line? Who has said this statement, or who has indicted in such a manner?
Sir, I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, you don't know. Perhaps it means, not perhaps, it has been said by T.S. Eliot. Okay,
Okay, sir.
T.S.
Thanks.
Eliot. What is
Yes.
what is imagination as per the notion of John Keats? What is imagination?
According John Keats, he sees imagination uh, in his works. He says that imagination remains. Every reader can imagine what according to himself, and in imagination, art is permanent and
Okay, okay.
All right.
Manjuji,
All
please
right.
continue.
Thank you, sir. So, Khushbu ji, have you read Wasteland?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, can you discuss Wasteland as a representative work of modernism?
Yes, ma'am. In Wasteland has been written by T.S. Eliot in it was published in 1922. It represents the modern age quality because as modern age is fragmented in the same way in Wasteland we can find the fragmented wasteland and the character Tiresias has described wasteland which is symbol of London or this world because this modern world has become wasteland where people are living without any purpose. They have lost their religion and they have no faith in God, and Christianity has lost. Everywhere we can see the lust, and people are leading luxurious life and they are not ready to help each other. These things we can see in wasteland also.
Okay, and you are fond of poetry of Keats, and you have also read poetry of T.S. Eliot. Can you
Yes.
tell me what difference do you see in poems of Keats and in poems of Eliot? And do you think it's difficult? Poems of T.S. Eliot are more difficult to read as compared to poems of Keats?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Poems of T.S. Eliot is more difficult than Keats
Hmm.
because some critics said that T.S. Eliot is not a cup of tea for everybody,
Hmm.
and because as we can see in modern age,
Hmm.
many things are not clear, and uh, as modern age is also a very typical age, and that's why we can say that T.S. Eliot is not for everybody, and he has given the symbolical meaning, allegorical meaning, as in Wasteland we can see its surface meaning, and sometimes it has a deeper meaning also.
Okay, coming to the second part of the question, in fact, the first part of the question, I asked you what difference do you see in poetry of Keats and poetry of Eliot in terms of imagery and diction, Khushbuji? Please comment on that.
Yes, sir. Keats has used five senses in his poems, while T.S. Eliot has not used senses, but he has used imageries like fragmented imagery,
Hmm.
as it is used in Wasteland,
Hmm.
and T.S. in Keats we find visual imagery, gustatory imagery, olfactory imagery, tactile imagery, and such kind of imageries are not used by
Hmm.
T.S. Eliot.
Okay. And what about the poems of Beat Generation, which was prevalent in America in 1950s?
Beat generations came in 1950s, and they wrote their works about Second World War.
Hmm.
Their work, their novels, their dramas,
Hmm.
and their poems are mostly affected by the Second World War.
Hmm.
And uh, some important author of beat writers are Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and Kingsley Amis. They are uh, called beat generation poet,
Okay.
beat generation writers.
So, but why do you think their works, their poems were mired in a lot of controversy, Khushbuji? Because that was a very controversial movement, and works of many writers got mired into controversy.
Sorry, ma'am. I
All
am
right,
unable to recall at this time.
all right. Please read more about it. Jaiswal sir, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Kusbuji.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. Um, I'm not going to ask that you might have heard about Shakespeare because Shakespeare is such author or
Yes, sir.
men of letters that everyone is abreast with him.
Yes.
Everyone is conscious with him. So can you tell me his favorite verse? What was the favorite verse of Shakespeare?
Blank verse is the favorite verse of Shakespeare.
Very nice. So, can you define blank verse?
Yes, sir. Blank verse is written in iambic pentameter, and it is uh, yes, sir. It is written without rhyme, but in iambic pentameter.
Right. Um, I hope you understand the meaning of the iambic pentameter. How many stresses are there?
So two is first one is unstressed, and it is followed by stressed one.
So, did you
There
notice
is
this? Did you notice the same question in your paper when you appeared for the exam? Yes,
yes,
two is two is stressed and it was followed by unstressed. Good.
yes, sir.
Um, he has written sonnets, and there is a basic structure of sonnet. So,
Yes,
can you tell me his structure? Was his favorite structure of the sonnet?
yes, sir. In Shakespearean sonnet, we can see three quatrain, and it is followed by one couplet, and it's each quatrain contains four lines, and its rhyme scheme is A B A B C D C D E F E F G G.
Okay, all right. So, very good performance. And the second part of the question is going to deal with the fact of ode and lyrics. So, have you heard about Pindaric ode?
Yes, sir.
What is the structure of Pindaric ode?
Pindaric ode, it was used after Greek poet Pindar, and it is divided into three parts: strophe, antistrophe, and epode. Strophe is called when the singers moved from right to left, and antistrophe is called when singers moved from left to right, and epode is called when they stood still. That is called epode.
Can you name any poem of Thomas Gray which was written in Pindaric ode?
Yes, The Bard and Progress of Poesy, these are written by Thomas Gray in Pindarico.
Good. And the last part of the question is going from theory. You have heard about Tennyson, and he is famous for one of the concept that is known as objective correlativeness. What do you understand by objective correlative?
So, objective correlative is a set of objects, events that arouses same emotions and feelings in the reader.
Okay, right.
Okay, that's very nice,
Very
Kushbu.
impressive.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Well,
it is feedback time. Manju,
Yes, sir.
please
Yes, sir.
give your feedback.
Yes, sir. Khushbuji, I was very happy with the way you answered the questions. You answered most of the question descriptively with good examples. You couldn't
Thank you,
answer
ma'am.
question from beat generation, so I would want you to go through that part again and revise about that. See, as far as
Okay.
your performance in the interview is concerned, you did really well. And since the area of literature is quite broad, so please revise all the concepts which you need to touch upon, and I'm sure you will do pretty well. All the very best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Abhishek ji, please give your feedback.
I second to Manju ma'am. She is very through with the concept, and when she explains or give the reference of the concept, she is very clear. One thing that I would like to suggest, when you start to answer your question,
Yes.
just listen properly.
Okay, sir.
Here you did, but one thing, when they start to answer the questions, then usually it happens we interrupt because we know it. So
Yes.
rather than to hurry for the answer, listen your interviewers properly, and I hope that you will do it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Khushbu, and I appreciate the way you answered. You were every time to the point. Okay,
Yes,
but
thank you, sir.
one thing you have to do, that prepare grammar also, because in next interview you may face some questions from grammar. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and the way you speak is very good because you take time to give stress to your ideas. Okay, that's
Thank you,
very
sir.
good. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
that's
All
fine
the
for
best.
today. Okay, you may leave now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good
Okay,
night, sir.
All
Good
the
good
night,
night.
Khushbu ji.
Good
All the
night.
best.